Hey guys, James here with UFSU University, coming back at you with another Soul Calibur deck profile. Today we're going to be doing Siegfried. Uh, as well as today, you'll see a Xianghua deck, so make sure to check that out as well. And then make sure to check out the other stuff on our channel, as well as like if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/UFSU University. So let's get into the profile. Siegfried is Siegfried is an Earth good Void character. He's a 627. We're playing our deck under Earth today. R, after you block with a foundation, add it to your staging area. So you can still block and then move foundations. And then E, check a 4. This attack gets +3 damage or -2 damage, and its damage cannot receive any more bonuses or penalties. So you give 3 damage to your attacks, -2 damage to your opponents, and then you just make sure nothing happens with them. Like, they sit at that damage. But your opponent can flip a foundation just to cancel the ability. So you play this weird game of maybe your opponent cancels some things, maybe your opponent doesn't. Okay, so Solemn Exorcism. It's a 1/5 with a 2 high block. It has weapon. After you block a weapon card with this card, this card gains Breaker 2. And then E, commit. If you have no cards in your hand, you draw a card, which is very good on like defense when you like play your 3 attacks and still build. You can just draw cards with Solemn Exorcism to block and then move, as well as get Breaker 2 if you block a weapon. It's pretty neat. His foundation, Desperate for Redemption. It's a 1/5, 3 mid block. After you add it to your staging area, you get to add another foundation from your staging area to your hand. So you get to just pick up another block to block with. So like if you have 2 of these, you can just continuously pick these up and keep blocking, as long as you can pass them. 3 Dark Side of Karma. It's a 3/5 with a 1 low block, which means it's easy to block and then move. And then each ability is playable while committed, and its abilities are R, remove. After enhance ability on a non-character, non-weapon card is played, you cancel it. So it's like a soft revoke. And then E, flip, return this attack to its printed speed, which also helps with blocking in general. Because of the gauge format, we're playing 4 Voices in the Dark. It's a flip a foundation, give something -1 damage. As well as E, flip, choose 1 card in either player's discard pile or momentum, and shuffle it back into the owner's deck, which is just good momentum hate as well. We're playing 4 Sense of Morals. It's a spam with no block, but it protects us on defense from like stun abilities, because we just check a 4 and then ready things. Because we are somewhat of a tank, we're playing 4 Commander of the Outworld's Armies. Our flip, after you take 4 more damage from an unblocked attack, flip one of your opponent's foundations. The next attack gets -2 damage. So you just like flip someone with Siegfried, drop its damage down, face tank it, and then flip someone with Outworld's Armies. If not, it's a Breaker 1 with a 3 mid block that we could just add down. Too overly dramatic to cancel our opponent from doing things, as well as just pick up a card if we ever get to deadlock. 2 Police Connections, a 1/6 with a 1 mid block that protects our foundations that we can just add easily. 2 Cool and Focus, drop speeds back to printed, as well as print zones. So like blocking this one on multiple and then getting to like respond and bring it in is pretty neat. As well as just getting to our mill our opponent if they like stacking cards. 4 Pride of the Tribe. It's a 2/4 with a 1 mid block. R, after this foundation is committed to pass the check to block an attack, your opponent flips one of their foundations. So you block something, you commit this, your opponent's forced to flip foundations, and then you Siegfried, respond, move the card you blocked with then, which is pretty nuts. As well as just like forcing your opponent to flip to where you can just play your ability and not have them be able to respond. It's pretty neat. 4 Push Limit. It's a 0/5 spam with a 3 low block that says after you play it, your opponent flips a foundation. So we just continuously, on block, we make our opponent flip. On just build, we make our opponent flip. And we just flip all their face down so where they just flip all of the cards face down so they just don't get to do anything. 4 Heart of Mountain for the speed reduction, so that way we can block better. That's all it's there for. Okay, so we'll get into the attacks. 4 Swallow Your Soul. We give things 3 damage, so we can give this make it deal 3. So like we get the free momentum. Dark Trito, so we can use that momentum. Because we flip things face down, we're playing 2 Mexican Typhoon. Gets +1 damage for every one of our opponent's face downs. And then we force our opponent to discard 2 cards, and they can flip 2 foundations to cancel. So like that's pretty good as well. Flip Spinning Net Pile Driver. It's a firstie that says flip one of your opponent's foundations in their staging area. You get to choose. It's a throw with a 0. That's a 0 mid for 4. It's like a 0 mid for 7 with Siegfried, so it's going to deal 4 on a half block. Spider Suplex. It's a Desperation 4 reversal throw. It's a 5 div with a 2 check, 2 mid block. That's a 3 mid for 6. That's ability is only gain 3 vitality, which is just nuts in a character that like reduces damage. It's just pretty good. So we reduce damage, and then this thing comes at them for like a 3 for 9, and then they take 5. It's just really good. 2 negative stolen. While on the card pool, after an attack does damage, you gain 1. It's a 2 mid for 4, 2 7 with Siegfried. And then if it's not blocked, you can choose not to clear from your card pool as an enhance. We only played it at 2 of, just to like kind of sort of use it, but it's not needed. Heaven to Hell is a 4/3, 2 high block, 3 high for 4, stun 1 throw. If this attack deals less than its printed damage, flip one of your opponent's committed assets or foundations. So you give this thing like +3, and then if they block it, they still take 4. So like you dealt 4 damage. Or if they don't and they still block it, then they take like 2 damage. You get to flip one of their committed assets or foundations, and it's just like more flipping for like Siegfried's ability. We're playing Requiem. It's his thing. It's a 3/6, 1 mid block. E once per turn. This attack gets +1 damage for each of your opponent's face down foundations. And then E commit. This attack is -1 damage for each of your opponent's face down foundations. Your opponent may flip 1 foundation to cancel. It's like you stack damage on your throws, or you neg more damage with its ability. It's just solid. Just we're going to continuously just make sure we take the least amount of damage possible. We're playing, I think, my favorite asset from the entire set, Calf ZL. It's a unique weapon, 2 for 5, 2 check, 2 difficulty, 5 control, 3 high block. E commit, seal one of your opponent's foundations, and then R check a 4 after your opponent plays an ability on a foundation during the enhanced step. This attack is -1 speed, meaning we can block easier, but I really like the ability to just seal any foundation that's causing me trouble. I think that's very nuts, and I'm surprised we haven't seen like a lot of it yet. 1 dedicated teacher. It's a 2/4, 2 high block. Has ally taunt unique. R card pool. After you block with this card, all block modifiers get -2, minimum 0 for the rest of the turn. Just means we block easier. As well as E commit, you may attempt to block with this card from your station as though it were in your hand during the block step. It's like you get to like make sure you use it. And then 3, your path ends here. It's a 2/5 with a 1 high block. R card pool. After you block with this card, your opponent flips 2 foundations. Your opponent can discard, so either we get our opponent to discard 1 card from their hand, or we flip more things for Siegfried's ability to go off. And then E, remove this attack is +X or -X damage. X equals the number of our opponent's face down foundations. Meaning we could just get to stack damage, or we get to just neg more damage. And then our opponent may flip 2 foundations to cancel it. So we just like run into Siegfried's ability again. I really like your path ends here. Okay, guys, that was the profile. So make sure to check out these Xianghua that came out today as well. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/UFS University. If you want to see more content like this, just make sure to check out our channel. Come hang out with us on Sundays for our Sunday Fun Days, as well as send us like suggestions. Like, I'm running out of deck profiles to make. I had like a list of 10, and now I got like nothing. I got like 1 or 2 left. But send us more ideas for what you guys want to see, content you'd like to see, topics for the show, for our podcast. If you guys have anything you like, just been itching to ask us. And as always, stay learned.